Picture this. You finish a soda, toss the bottle in the trash, and forget about it. But that bottle, it'll still be here in the year 2476. Seriously. That means every plastic bottle you've ever used is still out there, silently outliving you, your kids, and your grandkids. It's not just trash, it's a time machine. Why does it take so long? PET plastic doesn't rot, rust, or dissolve. Instead, it just lingers. Like an ancient curse you can't see, but the planet feels. But wait, it gets even weirder. We aren't talking about a few bottles here. We're talking about a plastic avalanche. Humans buy 1.5 billion plastic bottles every single day. That's 1 million bottles every minute, non-stop, every day of the year. Imagine this. Every single day, we buy enough bottles to circle the entire planet 5 times. Earth gets gift-wrapped in plastic by lunchtime. And over a whole year? That's 600 billion plastic bottles, way more than the number of stars in the Milky Way. If you stacked all those bottles end to end, they'd reach to the moon and back 150 times. Imagine astronauts dodging floating soda bottles on their way to space. Here's the twist. Almost none of that plastic ever gets a second chance at life. Only about 9% of all plastic ever made has been recycled. Picture a classroom with 100 plastic bottles. Only 9 of them ever get recycled. The other 91? They're here to haunt the planet for centuries. Sure, we burn some plastic, about 12%, but burning releases toxic fumes. For every 100 bottles, just 12 vanish in smoke. The rest persist like stubborn ghosts. Now get this. 79% of all plastic ends up piled in landfills or scattered through nature. That's 4 out of every 5 bottles just hanging around, forever. And nearly a quarter of all plastic waste doesn't even make it to a landfill. It goes straight into the environment. That's 1 out of every 5 bottles polluting nature. But here's the real villain. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch, a floating country of trash bigger than the state of Alaska. 1.6 million square kilometers of swirling plastic soup. All those bottles start shredding apart, turning into trillions of microplastics. Right now, there are 15 trillion microplastic particles floating just on the ocean surface. If you scooped up all that plastic dust, you'd pull out 93,000 tons, heavier than 15,000 adult elephants just floating as near invisible trash. And each year, over 1 million tons of brand new plastic joins the ocean. That's like dumping 100 Eiffel Towers into the sea every single year. Not all plastic is created equal. For example, a plastic bag takes about 20 years to disappear. That's longer than your high school and college years combined. That bag from your 6th birthday party? It could still be floating around on graduation day. A polystyrene foam cup, like the ones at coffee shops, sticks around for about 50 years. Enough time for you to go from your first crush to your first gray hair. Fishing line is even worse, 600 years. If someone lost a spool today, it'll still be out there when your great-great-great-great-grandkids are getting driverless car licenses. And glass? It's basically immortal. A tossed glass bottle could take up to 1 million years to disappear, outlasting every civilization that exists now. Here's the part nobody wants to hear. Microplastics aren't just swimming in the ocean, they're inside you. Tests find plastic particles in the blood of 80% of adults. 4 out of every 5 people have plastic particles running through their veins. Plastic pollution is no longer just out there. It's become part of us. Step back for a second. The world makes so much plastic that 83% of it becomes waste. Most of it after just one use. In, out, gone forever. So next time you open a soda, just remember, that plastic bottle is a time traveler. It'll still be somewhere on Earth long after everyone's forgotten your name. If every plastic bottle you've ever used is still out there, where do you think yours will end up? A landfill, the ocean, or inside your own body? Drop your take in the comments below.